So, David, Liverpool beat Man City 2-0 on Sunday at the Etihad, winning at the Etihad for the first time since the 2017-18 Champions League win there. And again, it was the same scoreline as the reverse fixture earlier this season, 2-0, except I'd say that the performance was quite a lot different, where we defended for large periods, and it reminded me of the win we had a couple of seasons ago at Anfield when Mohamed Salah scored on the counter-attack from Alisson's kick. And, you know, what I felt when I was watching it, I felt that Arne Slot tactically outclassed Pep Guardiola in that game. And even though they deployed similar systems, Liverpool were by far the better team in my view. And I just wanted to ask you whether what you saw on Sunday was kind of the passing of the tactical torch from Pep to Slot, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You're absolutely spot on that it's kind of very, very different to the win earlier this season, which obviously was by the same scoreline, but also just completely different to how I expected this game to go if Liverpool were to win it. I mean, I imagined in my head coming into this that Liverpool's best chance of getting a result was to turn it into a game of transitions, bit of a basketball game, really. You look at Tottenham's success in that regard there. They kind of kicked off City's really bad run, didn't they? And so many times since then, they've been hurt in transitions. So I thought Liverpool would be best served turning it into an end-to-end game, which is why I'm not a Premier League manager, because Arne Slot went down a totally different route and as you say, got it absolutely spot on. I mean, Liverpool were so economical in attack and just attack when they needed to. And as soon as they took it to 2-0, which is 37th minute, the decision was made then to just kind of wrap up the game as a contest, really, which was to turn it into a kind of a low block. And that was surprising because we just haven't seen Liverpool do that, for years for starters, really. But also, certainly under Arne Slot, I mean, what was it, 37% possession they end up with? So that's just not been his kind of calling card since he's come in. It's been all about being the team who's dominant in possession and sometimes being a pressing team, yes, but not surrendering the ball as frequently as Liverpool did. They were just happy to kind of sit in and close the space. And that's surprising because Arne Slot hasn't done it before at Liverpool, but also because generally surrendering the ball to City is a bad idea, because over the years they've been so adept at unlocking those low blocks, probably the best team in the world at doing that. So it seemed a kind of crazy tactic and not one we thought was coming, but it worked to a T. I mean, the extent to which Liverpool limited Manchester City was ridiculous. I mean, I think they get 0.63 expected goals from about 16 shots. So many just low quality shots that Liverpool were giving up, and you just never felt there was any danger there, really. So, Liverpool themselves don't clock up a high amount of XG, but it's all about game state, isn't it? They just didn't need to after a certain point. So, yeah, the degree to which they managed the match was hugely impressive. And kind of interestingly, I think, there's so much talk when Arne Slot came to England about him being a Pep Guardiola disciple. This was very Jose Mourinho type performance. And I mean, Jose Mourinho, when he was in his absolute pomp. So, that to me speaks to the flexibility of Arne Slot, which I think is a real kind of it's a real boost for Liverpool fans to see that flexibility, because I think the Premier League is where it is and maybe won't be that crucial over the remainder of the campaign. But in the Champions League, having that flexibility is very, very important. Now he's shown it. It's not just those tweaks he can make in games. He can come up with plans like this when you least expect it. They can kind of bamboozle the opponent. So really, really good day for Liverpool and a good day for the manager.